Here we go, family. So like I said, family, it's out there in New Mexico. Sorry about that, interruption, my stuff lagging and me not being able to find it. But out here in New Mexico, two young sisters went into a HM department store and they were, the lady started taking the clothes from them. They had some clothes in their hand and they were, told to leave the store. And they were given, no excuse as to why they were, asked to leave the store. And if you ask me, it wasn't nothing but the store manager practicing anti-black racism. One of the security guards, he's not, pictured, but he said, our sisters were stealing this, that, and the other. But when the sisters asked for, camera footage of them stealing, if they were stealing, they didn't produce it because they know it wasn't about stealing. They know it was just about that store manager practicing anti-black racism. This is why I say that we, start removing support from these stores and supporting black-owned businesses, because this is how we strike back at, these stores for pulling this anti-black nonsense, how they pull, we weaponize the black dollar and support black-owned businesses. But upon me doing my research, my little homework, they said the HM, they spoke out about, the racial discrimination, that they did to the two young black sisters. They said that the store manager was no longer working for them, and they did a bunch of explaining, and they the two young sisters, I guess they were the news outlets tried to actually reach out to them, but they said that, they ain't going to do any comments because they were told to, stay quiet by their lawyer. And I think these two young sisters, should sue the pants off of this, HM department store, regardless if they got rid of this, anti-black manager, because stores, just, have a track record of thinking that they could misuse and abuse our people, which this won't be tolerated. So I got the audio and the video of this nonsense that's going on out there, in New Mexico at this HM department store. We're going to talk about it. But, they tried to say our sisters were stealing, which is a bunch of nonsense. The store manager would just took it upon herself to, practice anti-black racism. That's all this was a case of.
Today, I'll go ahead and I'll take that. If you guys could go ahead and please leave the store, we'd really appreciate it.
Wait, so why do you have to leave the store?
Because we're just refusing service. We don't have to have a reason.
I think you should have a reason for kicking us out of the store. We're just shopping here. What is your reason?
To be quite completely honest with you, I don't have to have a reason. I'm just letting you guys know.
So, are you going to kick everyone else out of the store?
It's funny. If we have the right to refuse, honest with you, I don't have to have a reason. I'm just letting you guys know.
So, are you going to kick everyone else out of the store?
It's funny. If we have the right to refuse service to anybody, so I'm having the right to refuse service to you guys. I don't have to have a reason. So that is my reason. So I'm just asking you guys to please leave the store today.
It's ridiculous. It's really happening. So you've seen us steal before? Is that what you're saying?
Nobody said that at all.
That's what he said. That we're repeat shoplifters here?
We've seen you in here before. I didn't see
I have not been here.
So
I haven't been here. I don't even know last time.
To be honest with you guys, we've seen you in here plenty of times before.
Us too.
Yeah, we've seen people.
Do you have like a picture? Because it's not us.
I don't need to show you guys. I'm refusing
It's
service
been a
to you
minute
guys
before,
today.
but yet won't
I've
provide
asked you
a
guys to please
picture,
leave the store. I don't need you guys to get violent or anything like
Why
that.
violence?
You guys are.
Let's go.
If you guys want, I'll talk to you guys outside.
How are we getting violent? Violent. It's crazy.
Guys, I'm refusing service to you guys today. I've asked you guys to please leave the store. I don't need you guys to get violent or anything like that.
Why violence?
You guys are.
Let's go.
Wow.
You guys, I'm refusing service to you guys today. I've asked you guys to please leave the store. I don't need you guys to get violent or anything like that.
Let's go. Let's go.
If you guys want, I'll talk to you guys outside.
How are we getting violent?
Violent.
It's crazy.
This
is, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Today, I'll go ahead and
that is discrimination,
you guys
family.
could go ahead and please leave the store. We'd really
Wait, so why do you have to leave the store?
because
Yeah, I was trying to pause it, family, to be able to break it down, but that TikTok app acts strange in that way. On the phone, it'll let me pause it, but when I get to the computer, it don't let me, pause it. Yeah, family, I'm with you, RASX. That was, certainly a case of, racial discrimination and them displaying their anti-black views on things, because the security guard is nasty behind, he should be let go as well, saying our sisters stole. If they stole, then where's, the footage at, and when our sisters asked for footage or some camera angles, they never produced it. This was just a way of them, practicing their anti-black racism and, taking up an anti-black stance on things. And then she tried to slip in there at the end, I don't want you to get violent. This is what they love to tell themselves. And that's a white supremacist talking point as well, that, all black people are just, so violent. And I say that our sisters, hopefully, they have watched this or come across this video, on the internet. I say they sue the pants off of this HM store because, that security guard he's gotten rid of too, and, the store manager was gotten rid of, but that's not enough, because we got to put a message out there, set a precedence that, this kind of blatant disrespect of, our people won't be tolerated, you know what I mean? And how we strike back at these kind of stores that practice this anti-black racism is, we sue the pants off of them, start weaponizing the dollar, a black dollar, doing more business with black-owned businesses, so that removes, disempowers them, all while empowering ourselves, all while empowering black society. But moving right along.